Hey guys, Edre here, and I'm going to be doing an album review of the new Awolnation album, Angel Miners and the Lightning Riders. In this one, I'm going to be going pretty fast because I have a lot to talk about, and I don't know how long I could record for. Let's just jump right into this. This is a alternative rock band from the past 10 years. They've made a name for themselves. Usually have a bigger sound, a bigger production, and this album follows suit. I'm not a huge fan of the opening track of The Best. I'm going to start there because it is like the prelude to the rest of the album. I think the production, the vocals, the lyrics, and all, it's not the best. Do I hate the song? No. Am I crazy about it? Also, no. But this kind of goes me into some of the production, the overall vibe of this album. It definitely follows you with a lot of dance rock production sounds. And this really shines really bright with the use of synth throughout this album. I do quite like the use of synth here because I always have a soft spot for that. But there are some parts where it does feel a bit forced. Like there is no need for some of this stuff. But overall, I think the production on this thing is decent. I think it's big, it fits their sound, it fits their style that they've been going with for a while. But I'm going to get into some of the track list here. And as I go along, I'll talk about some of the features of this album or the parts of it. The song Slam, I actually do quite enjoy. I think it's the Angel Miners part of this title. It does seem a little goofy. It does seem a little goofy here and there. But I am a fan of that track. I think it comes together well. My only issue with this and a lot of other songs on this album is the vocals. I'm not a huge fan of the vocals. I think that it's too stereotypical of like Imagine Dragons, of all those kind of bands that you see out there lately. I will say though, on a lot of these songs like Slam, the bombastic sounding drums really adds a good amount of life to these songs. But even if I do like these songs, even if I think they're catchy, even if I think they're well put together, sometimes the lyrics are just bad, and I think that shines through very bright on the song Radical. Now, is that song in idea probably really good? Yeah, but the melody, the lyrics, it just all comes together sloppily. And I feel like this is something that happens a lot throughout this album, especially on the song Radical. Now, if there's one song I really just can't stand on this thing, it's Mayday, Fiesta Forever. The overly rock sound on this thing is just really cringy. You know, talking about rocking. I get it. It's not for me. It just seems too cheesy and corny for an album in 2020. But this isn't all negative. I do actually like the guitar tone, the guitar melody in California, Halo Blue. I think that's the strongest song on this album by far. But I will say, once again with the vocals, the anthem type, big sounding stadium vocals really does kind of kill the mood of the track sometimes, and that's kind of sucks, to be completely honest with you. And the vocals on this thing, I feel like he can't decide what he wants to do. I mean, he has songs that sound like your Imagine Dragons, big alternative, big sounding stadium rock of the past few years. But then you have songs like Half Italian, which gives me a lot of 21 Pilots vibes, which is really random, extremely random. I do like the closer track on here. I think I'm a Wreck is a really well put together song. I think it's a nice wrap up to this thing, but there's still two tracks that I've refused to talk about yet, or at least two that I think are important, that I will use to close off this review. The Weezer song. The one with Rivers Cuomo. It doesn't add anything. It's average, and this is expected from Weezer, let's be honest here. But the one song that is very scary to me is Lightning Rides. Not only does it seem like it's heavily inspired by Magic by Pilot, I feel like this song is the epitome of the downfall of alternative rock in the mainstream. Period. And that's what I don't like about it. This is my overall issue with the album, is I feel like this is the overall sound and direction that alternative rock in the mainstream has been going, and it's been not that good. It's been downhill. It's been getting more cringy. It's been getting more predictable. It's getting more bigger, more stadium. And what's going to happen, I can guarantee it at this point, we're going to get something like what happened in the 90s when the stadium rock of the 80s got too big and you had a grunge movement. And unfortunately, Awolnation is a big perpetrator of that big sound, that big, overly produced sound. But at the end of the day, I think the production is decent, even if it is a bit too big sometimes. I think vocally this thing could be a lot better. Lyrically, it could be a lot better. A lot of these songs are kind of cringy. Some of them are actually pretty decent, like California Halo Blue. So, at the end of the day, this album to me is a light 5. I mean, it's not bad. It's not good. But it's just the epitome of what I don't like about modern alternative rock. You know, I get it, it's his style and all, but I don't know. I'm afraid that this is just the new norm for alternative rock in the mainstream, and I think he's one of the biggest offenders of it. But at least he comes through with a relatively average project. That's about it for now. Awolnation, Angel Miners, and the Lightning Riders.